Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and visiting with me. As you guys can see on my glass mat, I already had a few tags that I've worked on off camera, but I will be doing a few with you guys. I am going to be using the Hooray collection from Crepe Paper, and these tags are going to include a pocket in the back because I wanted to be able to place a gift card, and this is honestly something really handy that if you don't have time to make a birthday card, you could just make a stack of these tags, create the pockets in the back, and then hand it to the birthday person with the gift card. So it's almost like a gift in itself, if that makes sense, because it carries the gift card. I know. A way to describe things, right? I'm sorry, that's just typical me. Anyways, what I wanted to do on this video, because you guys have already seen the previous video that I just released, I did like a tag, back-to-back tag video. This one is specifically focused on birthdays, of course. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the things that I kind of think about when I'm making tags. Tags to me, decorating them or making them come very easy. I don't overthink it. It's not something that I have to sit and figure out what works with what. I don't have, like, it just comes naturally to me to kind of just put them together. As long as I have like a color scheme and a few decorative pieces, like, honestly, it's easy. But I know that that's not the case for all of you. Just like sometimes I feel like I struggle with scrapbook 12 by 12 pages, then maybe there are people that struggle with tags, and it doesn't come as naturally. So I have written down 7 tools that I think will be helpful, and it's something that you guys can add to your toolbox whenever it is you're making tags. And by all means, you guys, this is just a suggestion. I didn't go to art school. I don't have an art degree. I'm just showing you what works for me, and maybe it can help you guys as well. So my first tool is background, and this is basically you're creating the base. So what background do you want? It could be something simple like a stamped background using your stamps. It could be something a little bit more like using paste and stencils. And then the simplest of them all, you guys, is paper. Whatever paper you decide to use can create a pretty background. And in this case, as you can see, the paper is my background. I basically just laid one over the other to give it some contrast, and that used paper for my background. So tool number 2 is color scheme. What color scheme are you wanting to use? Or just think of what colors you want to use. Pull everything that, whether it's scraps, whether you're using your scraps or you're using a paper collection, what colors complement each other for your tag. If you use a collection like I am, again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is the Hooray collection from Crepe Paper, then the color scheme is already put together for you. So you wouldn't have to, as long as you know, okay, I want to use this collection, then that's as far as you go for color scheme, because the company has already done that for you. And honestly, most companies do a really good job of blending colors and knowing what complements each other, or what colors complement each other, if that makes sense. So If you're not using a collection, then just pull your scraps of paper or any paper that you have and kind of figure out what color scheme you want to use. Okay, so tool number 3 is shapes. Don't be scared to add shapes. So I would say most of the tags I see are this style, which is kind of like a rectangular, okay? But don't be scared to add shapes that are going to contradict and complement the rectangular shape. So for example, rosettes, because they're circles, banners, hearts, stars. Basically add a different shape of what the tag is. So if you're making circular tags, then maybe you want to add a banner that goes what is that, vertical, so that it contradicts the circle, if that makes sense. But in this case, I am using the regular tags, which is the rectangular ones that you guys see. So the shapes that I'm going to be using are stars and hearts and banners. You could add one or two, or you could add more if it works well and if it complements each other. Of course, don't bombard the whole tag with, everything, because then it looks too clustered. So shapes is tool number 3. Then tool number 4 is fabric. You could use fabric for the top. Obviously, that's ribbon or thread whenever you want to loop it into a bow, or you want to, do like the little ribbon that stands out on top. You can also include ribbon, lace, or cheesecloth. These are just examples, okay, you guys? So don't say we have to do it like this. No, I'm just giving you examples, and then you guys just think of like, okay, fabric. Well, I have a piece of cotton cloth that I haven't used. By all means, use it. I'm just giving you the idea of fabric to think of like something else to add to. So, fabric, ribbon, thread, lace, cheesecloth. Number 5 is highlight. What is the best part? What is the main event, or what is your focal point? For me, the focal point on these tags are the birthday and also the cutouts, because each cutout here celebrates that birthday, if that makes sense. So I hope some of the things that you could use for this is, again, cutouts, some stamps, some stickers, any image that you wanted to be the focal point, or a theme. And in this case, the theme is the birthday. Number 6, what is your final touch? Final touches can be embellishments. You could use crystals, enamel dots, nuva drops, pearls, sequin, anything that you think is an embellishment, buttons, just things like that, that you can add to finish decorating your piece. And then number 7 is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but number 7 would be layering. It helps give depth and dimension. You can mix, for example, like I did, mix solid color paper with pattern paper, and all paper. You can stack them so that they peek out through the back, and you guys can see on some of those tags. And you can use foam tape, puffy stickers. You can use, honestly, just regular paper with foam tape, chipboards, anything that's going to create dimension and depth to your tag. It's optional because you don't have to do it. You can make a simply beautiful tag just by creating a single layer. So that's optional. And those are the 7 tools that I honestly think about whenever it is that I'm making a tag. I hope that it was helpful to you guys. I'm going to finish the video by creating the last pocket Actually, I think I worked on some of these off camera, but this is the last tag that you guys will see. I'm just creating the pocket for the back, so that I can slide in the gift card. And one of the things that I loved about this tag also that I didn't mention is that I left enough white on top of that pocket so that if you do want to write a birthday wish or a small note, there's enough space for you to do that. So there's no need to create a separate birthday card. This is the gift and the card in one, if that makes sense. Dang, I say if that makes sense a lot. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna have to try to cut that out my language, but I'm gonna finish this tag. And again, I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.